and welcome everybody to another StarCraft 2 cast by Glitch and SjoW. Get your workers mine in there, man. That was kind of a slow delay there from SjoW. Today I'm going to be casting for you a best of 3 from a tournament that I've never actually casted games from before. It is actually going to be a best of 3 from the Grubby StarCraft 2 series. Now you all know who Grubby is. Grubby is a Protoss player who played Warcraft 3 and was very, very good in Warcraft 3, but now he plays StarCraft 2 and he's very good at StarCraft 2. But recently he has taken to organizing tournaments on his own spare time. They are strictly invitationals for professional players, I believe. I don't think he has an amateur division. I think it's only a pro invitational series that he has, so only pros get invited by invite only. It starts as a 64-man tournament and works itself down to just 1. So, for game 1 here on Shattered Temple, spawning in the bottom left position at the 7 o'clock position as the blue Terran, we have SjoW. His opponent today, spawning in the 1 o'clock position as the pink Protoss, we have Harstem. Now, Harstem is not a player that I have ever heard of before, but I did do a little bit of research beforehand, looked him up on the EU server, saw that he is actually rank 40 Grandmaster. Now, rank 40 Grandmaster, for those of you that don't know, means that, well, according to Battle.net, he is the 40th best StarCraft 2 player on the EU server. Now, this is not the most accurate statement in the world to make because there are a lot of players that don't ladder, that are really, really good. There are a lot of professional players out there that they just don't ladder, but they're actually really, really good players, and they might be better than Harstem, but because they don't ladder, they just don't get ranked. So, as far as Battle.net is concerned, Battle.net doesn't know that they're actually better than Harstem, so but we're going to not take that into account too much, because to get rank 40 Grandmaster on the EU server is no easy feat at all, and you have to be pretty darn good to get there. Will he be able to compete, though, with SjoW, who is, of course, a professional StarCraft 2 player? He does this for a living. This is how he makes his money, so he is very, very good. I'm actually curious to know what rank he is on the, well, any server, EU server, NA server. I actually don't know what he's ranked on the, on any of the Battle.net servers. So that'll actually be really, really interesting to know. Now, Harstem is getting a probe in right now. Oh, with a little bit of micro, SjoW is going to be able to pick off that probe, and yes, he does manage to pick it off. Beautiful little bit of micro there by SjoW. Love that stutter step micro. Now, SjoW has morphed this orbital command, or this command center, into an orbital command. He did get one gas geyser after barracks, and he's now throwing down that factory, which Harstem was actually unfortunate enough to be right outside of the base as that got thrown down. So Harstem pretty much completely in the dark right now. From what he's seen, he's only seen one barracks. He did manage to scout the gas geyser, so he can anticipate that there's going to be a little bit of tech coming his way. Maybe a factory, maybe a Banshee, not very likely a Banshee. You can't really get a fast Banshee out without having a double gas very, very fast. And it looks like in the base of Harstem, he's actually just going to be, after getting that gateway, gas, and then that cybernetics core, he's going to be going straight into getting a nexus here, taking an expansion fairly quickly. And it looks like he is going to be sending a zealot across the map here, getting a little bit of scouting information, because he is not the safest right now, just because he doesn't know exactly what his opponent is doing. The fact that he saw a gas geyser tells him that he's got a little bit more time than if there were no gas geyser. If there were no gas geyser here, he would know, oh my god, he's only mining minerals. He's either going to be going for a fast expansion, or he's going to be getting up a lot of barracks and attacking me very, very soon. So that is still an option on the table, a lot of early marine aggression, but as we can see, he's feeling safe enough to start to throw down that nexus, which I think is very well reasoned play here by Harstem. In the meantime, 2 more gateways are now going down. The warp gate research is just now getting wrapped up right now, and he's constantly producing units out of this one gateway. He did manage to get up that one zealot. There is one stalker out on the field, but it looks like he's just going to be getting defensive with that, and he's now producing one sentry as well. There we go. Second gas just now being taken here by Harstem, and oh, looks like SjoW managed to get up into the main with one Hellion, and oh, it's going to start roasting drones. Is it actually going to be able to get kills? This stalker should be able to deny too much damage. 2 probes have gone down so far, and it looks like he might actually get one more. Ooh, he's actually getting a lot more than I thought he would. Holy cow. 6 workers by SjoW. Not the best control there by Harstem. First of all, letting that Hellion into his base was not the best, and then not using the best of micro there and actually losing 6 probes. 6 probes, that is going to be 300 resources worth of units for only 100 100 minerals worth of units lost for SjoW, so that is going to be a very, very good position there for SjoW. SjoW, that was a beautiful trade. Not to mention, it was 300 resources worth of resources. It was 300 resources worth of resources. That's a good sentence. 300 minerals. Not only was it 300 minerals, but it was 300 minerals of workers. So that means that he's actually going to lose mining time as well. First medevac is now out. We should note that SjoW did go for a 1-1-1 here. He did go for that barracks factory into starport. Out of that starport, he produced one medevac, which is now moving across the map. And with that medevac, he did actually see that probe. But did Harstem see that medevac moving across the field? There we go. And it looks like that probe going to be trying to throw down a pylon, but I think SjoW knows about it. In the meantime, though, but the more important question, was Harstem watching his mini-map, and did he actually see that medevac moving across that probe there? This one medevac is getting into position right now, and oh, I think Harstem did see it, as he does have the observer here in position to scout it, and oh no, where's he going? Maybe he didn't see it. This observer is now moving away, and here comes the drop. These units are not in position right now to be able to deal with it. The drop is going to come down right now, going to start to drop down these Hellions as well as these Marines. Going to start to focus down a couple more probes here. So far, 10 workers killed here for SjoW, so that is good damage done already, and he's going to be able to pick up, there he goes, picking up right into that medevac and taking the exit route. And look at that, without vision right now, Harstem actually cannot see that medevac at all right now because this observer is just a little bit out of position there, and it looks like SjoW is just going to be unloading at the natural expansion, doing a little bit more. Oh no, and one Marine gets left behind. Is SjoW going to pick it up? Nope, that Marine is gone and dead. Now, it looks like SjoW going to be doing a little bit of building swapping here. He did manage to produce a couple more barracks, so it looks like it's going to be 4 racks in total. One of them, 3 of them are actually going to be on an attached tech lab. One is going to be on a reactor here, so it looks like we're going to see a lot of Marauders coming out of SjoW shortly. We do see that one Banshee is currently out on the map right now for SjoW, and he's now going to be salvaging this bunker, so it looks like he's gearing up to take his expansion here. Very soon, the Marine force is getting rather big, and it looks like that Banshee's going to try to move in and try to deal some damage by moving around the edges of the map. Now, there is one observer now in place to be able to scout any kind of drops, but this drop is actually still alive over here on the high ground. Looks like Harstem going to start to take down these destructible debris. Notice Harstem has been mining on this base for a lot longer than SjoW has, but if we check out the harvester count right now, we can see they are pretty much even. 36 harvesters to 33 is pretty even, considering that SjoW has mules, which is going to allow him to keep up in the mineral econ. Now, actually, the one thing I don't like from Harstem is that he's letting his energy on his Nexa get very, very high. Normally, your energy should not get this high at all because, of course, once it reaches max, then you're not actually going to be gathering up any more energy, and that's actually going to slow down your production by quite a bit. You always want to be constantly chrono boosting something to constantly be using that energy. Now, this Banshee is going to be moving into position here, but it does get spotted by Harstem. He does see it with that observer, and now these forces are now moving into position to be able to take out that Banshee. That Banshee now trying to pull back, and it looks like it might just get away. In the meantime, it looks like this drop is now going to be moving into the natural expansion to try to deal some damage. Hellions now being dropped, and Harstem being forced to pull all of his units right now. Such a lean unit mixture from Harstem right now. He's really trying to get up a lot of tech and things before he gets up any units. Right now, on the if we check out the unit counting station, we can see that currently only 7 Stalkers, 5 Zealots, and 3 Sentries are out on the map, and it looks like SjoW did realize that the units of Harstem were a little skimpy, and he might be actually moving out here. Ooh, no, or he could just be going for that gold expansion. SjoW going for a big barracks play right now. 4 barracks currently out on the field. Another command center being taken, so it looks like he is going to be gearing up to take that gold. More medevacs on the way right now. Scout Factory is out on the map. And looks like that one Zealot does manage to get picked off in the middle of the map, and SjoW takes map control in the middle. This observer is in place to scout all these units. Looks like he knows that this gold expansion is going to be going down here very shortly. And in the meantime, if we check out the harvester count, yeah, it's still just about even for both of these two players. We do have +1 ground armor now coming down. No other upgrades yet for Harstem, and I don't know. Right now, he's only got 4 gateways. He's currently producing more, but it might be too little too late, as it looks like SjoW is deciding to move out with a very large Marine Marauder force. These units are currently 1-0 in upgrades. Couple medevacs are added in the mix, so it looks like they are going to be trying to engage here. And here comes a large force from SjoW. He needs to start warping in as many units as he possibly can. We do have a lot of units now moving in. So much damage being dealt right now. SjoW is just decimating this force with that +1 attack upgrade. Not the best force fields here from Harstem, as he GG's out of game 1, and SjoW moves forward, taking a pretty definitive game 1 there. So, that means that, well, SjoW has taken game 1, and we are now going to be jumping into game 2 to see if Harstem can take game 2 and push this series to a game 3. So stick with me, guys. Game 2 of Harstem versus SjoW from the Grubby StarCraft 2 series Pro Invitational coming up in just a moment.